Hello everyone and welcome back to Dio's Bizarre Holiday Singles. We're here for the last match of Tier 1 this weekend. It's going to be the 4th place matchup between SERBIATRUCKER13 and NINERIK. I am Dio, another all caps username enjoyer, and we're going to be getting into the bans for both of these players already. I think both of these players pretty well known for honestly similar things. SERBIATRUCKER and NINERIK both well known as pretty good hard rock and speed players, generally speaking. And when that happens, oftentimes it is the player with the higher skill cap that has the advantage there. There's going to be a Nomad 2 ban for NINERIK to start things out. And I think some pretty solid bans for SERBIATRUCKER, Nomad 5, DP2. Even for speed players, when going up against NINERIK, generally speaking, you want to ban those out. And the last ban of the Hidden 3 for NINERIK, so banning out both of the 8-star gimmicky flowing picks here in this pool, leaving open, of course, the Hard Rock 3, as that is more high BPM flow aim than it is anything low BPM. And we're going to get a Hidden 2 first pick here for SERBIATRUCKER. This map, World Vanquisher by Void, as Morn Finale. It's going to be the AR 7.5 low AR hidden pick. 6.33 stars and mostly alt focused for this map. However, as opposed to last week in semifinals where it was more just alt mechanics, this one is a lot more actual alt reading with these back and forth patterns and wiggles that make things very, very tricky to read. And you can already see both players really struggling with putting together any sort of combo on this map. It is just that difficult with Hidden. Nomad, this is a different story. It's a lot more accessible, but with Hidden on, this is absolutely ridiculous to try and combo.
Good morning, I'm back.
And welcome back to Suicune. We are in here with NINERIK versus SERBIATRUCKER, and Hidden 2 is the first pick for SERBIATRUCKER, which usually would not be a bad first pick into NINERIK. However, the map is 12 stars, so it's a little tough.
Yeah, you know, something I have noticed about both of these players, none of them are wiggling those patterns. You pretty much need to wiggle them. You cannot cheese them for the most part. Like, sure, you kinda can, but it's not advisable.
Definitely not, and so gonna make for pretty tough times for both of these players on this map. And actually, these triangle patterns have really tanked the score for NINERIK, and suddenly the advantage is with SERBIATRUCKER. It's only 10k, but 10k is a pretty decent chunk of score right now. They're at 44k and 34k, so 10k not too bad. Not looking too shabby.
Yo, honestly, SERBIATRUCKER kind of gamed on that triangle section. Respect there, because, you know, because like, especially if you're like sight reading something like that, you're always just gonna think of those as, like, you know, quads, like quad note bursts, but it's really not. And SERBIATRUCKER getting through that section very nicely and rewarded heavily with, you know, was originally down in accuracy, but now back up, and, you know, assuming, you know, no insane drops on the final streams, because, you know, the ending streams are brutal on this, should take the point. We'll see, though. Okay, both players are chain missing into... Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's fine. We're chilling.
XD. XDD.
Yeah, and that is gonna do it for the first pick. So Serbia Trucker on the board versus NINERIK here. Successful first pick. And now we're going to be getting into the next pick here for Serbia Truck, or for NINERIK, excuse me. And it is going to be that DT4 Arasando. They got a real singing voice on the people in this band, honestly.
Yeah, they really do.
Got a few octaves there. This is just DT alt. It's just straight up DT alt, except really hard and also AR 10.6. So that's gonna be the pick here for NINERIK, which honestly makes a lot of sense here. Arasando is quite the difficult map, even in spite of it being, relatively accessible for this DT pool.
This is just a jammer. I didn't see if NINERIK broke early. I think he might have actually found an early miss as well. But, these flowing patterns, they're not easy. Because, you have to do flow aim into, wiggle aim and back into flow aim. The aim control on this is, quite intense. And Serbia Trucker not having the best of times on this, finding multiple breaks before the first ki. NINERIK does drop, but 7% accuracy advantage into this first ki. He's looking pretty solid with the 60,000 score lead already.
Yeah, and it's just the general consistency and accuracy advantage for NINERIK, pulling him way ahead here. Manages to hit the square stream there, as well as these repeating circle streams, and is now just looking pretty much untouchable on this map, whereas the last one was pretty close for the first half. This one, not so much. More than double score already for NINERIK on this DT4 pick. And this is the kind of advantage that you come to expect from a player like NINERIK, who is, what is he, number 4 in the world right now? Might be number 3. I don't know if he passed... I don't know exactly who he's passed. I can't recall the top 3 exactly at the moment. I don't know where Evoxa is. I don't know exactly where NINERIK is, but top 5 player for a very long time at this point. And, this kind of a player on a skill cap pool like this, anything relatively mechanics focused is going to be up his alley for sure. And this map definitely falls under that umbrella.
Yeah, he is, in fact, number 5 global right now, so... But, he's just gaming. He's just vibing. And, the score lead, the map's already over. Might as well just continue to jam out and have fun, and hit some patterns.
And jam out we will into the ending here. Not too much else to say at this point. It is more than double score for NINERIK, so very well done from him. Going to be pulling ahead once again in this match, or at least evening things up. And that is a pretty decent margin of victory, I think, to be up almost 200,000 on your first pick. So very good first pick for him into what is now one of the more straightforward picks in the pool. Not the most straightforward. That honor goes to Nomad1, but one of the most straightforward picks in the pool. The Hard Rock one, Despair of Elferia, mapped by Falaste. This is some 8.76 star awkward aim in Hard Rock at CS 5.85. And it is absolutely brutal for what it does. Just massive anti-aim patterns over and over and over again in this map that go from basically cross screens to little itty-bitty 3-star jumps, which are really, really tough for sure. It is not a map that can be taken lightly. Despite being straightforward, that doesn't mean it's easy.
Not at all. The micro aim you need for something like this is... it almost reminds me of... Ares, Trance Dance Anarchy map.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty similar, except harder, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely call this harder than Trance Dance Anarchy Hard Rock, which is really saying something because that map is impossible. I don't know how I may have seed that. That is a really bad early miss for NINERIK. I will just call it bad, unfortunately for him. This is the easiest section of the map by far, and not getting this early quote-unquote free combo. It's not actually free, as we've seen. You can miss on these patterns, but it can hurt a lot to let your opponent get that early combo lead on you if you're not able to find a significant comfort advantage later on in the map.
Yeah. Bit of a rough start here for NINERIK. We'll have to see how long SERBIATRUCKER is able to hold in this first KI, and the answer is not very long, but NINERIK finds a break pretty much at the same time, so trade misses, but a chain miss on that stream from SERBIATRUCKER is going to basically even out that score lead, and actually with the miss on that space triple there, brings it back over in favor of NINERIK.
Yes, the accuracy from those chain misses on Score V2, accuracy affects your score so much when the combos are not a huge factor, and despite the early combo advantage going the way of SERBIATRUCKER, it's not enough of a factor to make it so that this kind of an act lead isn't important. And NINERIK gonna be in the lead for now, just barely though, with trades coming through for both of these players once again. Another couple of misses here and there for both of them, but the accuracy lead intact for NINERIK, and no combo lead for SERBIATRUCKER, finding the slider break there once again right after the stream. And it's these anti-aim patterns that just keep tripping both of them up over and over again. You can see just how difficult some of these patterns are as you go from basically cross-screen to nothing. And both of them finding misses one after the other during this section. The score lead staying put right within 10K for either of these players. A couple of misses right in a row for NINERIK will bring it even closer to nothing. But it is just traded right back once again over and over and over by these two players, and you can't blame them. This part of the map is absolutely ridiculously hard.
Yeah. We'll see if... Surely nobody trips up on that. Okay. That is a goofy little slider, but SERBIATRUCKER has ever so slight of a combo advantage. But really is going to need to hold on to that combo as long as possible and really hope that NINERIK finds, a few misses here and there, because SERBIATRUCKER is still down on accuracy, and, that's pretty much one of the big reasons why, the score lead is still in NINERIK's favor, but finding a drop there right before the end is almost going to certainly spell doom, I think, on this, especially with NINERIK still holding on. And that certainly just seals it there. Both players hitting the stream, but SERBIATRUCKER missing the small jump right after. NINERIK finally drops near the end, but now that score lead is above 70,000 for him, and there's no coming back from this score deficit with so little map remaining. And it's going to be the early break point for NINERIK on this. A valiant effort from SERBIATRUCKER, in all honesty. Like, still a pretty solid score. It's just, unfortunately, NINERIK just ever so slightly more consistent on this is gonna pull away with the victory.
Now, we did not see this in the winners finals match, but we did see this in the first Tier 1 match of the weekend, and SERBIATRUCKER actually did improve his score by about 30k. It's just, again, NINERIK that much better on the pick on the day, up at 330k. SERBIATRUCKER would have had to improve by 100k or more just to match that score from NINERIK, and so it becomes a pretty tall task to end up winning that sort of map. And apparently got table drift. I don't even know what that means, but oh, for the first time this weekend from the top rope, no mod 6.
Okay.
I'm so ready.
Oh.
Rocky Chak, Lil Jon, and the East Side Boys. Ringo Biori. The Whistling Wolf. X Get Low. This is one of the remixes of all time.
Yeah. I was gonna make a comment on our dog one again before we got this No Mod 6 banger pick, by the way. But if you saw the results screen, like the 100 and the 50 counts for both players are pretty much identical. It's literally just SERBIATRUCKER had double the miscount of NINERIK pretty much. So a bit unlucky there, but oh, we're getting Osu for Ants. I love Osu for Ants. AR9 CS7. We love Daramok. Thank you.
CS9 AR7.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yep.
Thank you, Daramok.
Not even AR9 and CS7. CS9 and AR7. Some of the gimmickiest metadata settings that I feel like I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. What a masterpiece.
What a map, honestly. And this is, actually a decent pick for SERBIATRUCKER as well. It's not like he's going to do all that poorly on this. I know he's played quite a lot of super high circle size precision, but is the first one to find a break, and it seems more like it's the reading and finger control for SERBIATRUCKER than it is the precision aim in this map that is creating the score lead for NINERIK right now. Up 7% in accuracy, 8% in accuracy here for NINERIK. And that is very often on a map like this, the AR7 no mod reading. And another break there for SERBIATRUCKER comes through. Hard to tell exactly on what. Another miss there for him as well. A slider break for NINERIK for the first time, but not before accruing over 100,000 score lead on SERBIATRUCKER. And this is already looking kind of over for SERBIATRUCKER. It's only a third of the way into the map, though, so there's still a lot of time for a comeback to happen, but a serious role reversal would be needed, with NINERIK dropping quite a lot in accuracy and score and combo, and SERBIATRUCKER really clutching up.
Yeah. But it's not looking likely, unfortunately, Dio. The accuracy keeps dropping for SERBIATRUCKER, down to 85% now. And, either NINERIK's got some really good practice on this map, or, he is just, demoning on this reading, but he's looking very solid.
Mouse OP on CS9. That is an actual thing. Mouse players are, I think, straight up advantaged on extremely high circle size, unless you're comparing them to, say, Zudinator full area CTH 670 for tablet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is just a solid score from NINERIK. It does find another drop, but
this is a very good score.
Respect. Yeah. Respect. I salute you.
Well, NINERIK going to be taking SERBIATRUCKER to the windows and the walls with this one. He's up 250k. SERBIATRUCKER's only got 115k right now. It's more than triple score here for NINERIK, and there's just not really much that SERBIATRUCKER can do about it. Still 97 AC for NINERIK, 87 AC for SERBIATRUCKER. That is a full 10% AC lead for NINERIK here. I think it's going to be barely under 10% by the end of the map. Yeah, just barely under a 10% AC lead by the end of the map. And yeah, that is over triple score for NINERIK on that pick. So an extremely good score for him. Nearly 420,000 score on that map. Just one miss. And that is one hell of a play, actually. That's okay. A very, very good score there.
Yeah, that's very good. What? Okay, I think there are probably like what, because I know there are 550s, but doesn't necessarily mean there were 5 slider breaks.
No, they can just be misreads, right, on AR7. Yeah. So
there were a few slider breaks, but like that few like breaks in general on CS9 is very impressive.
Oh yeah. And now we're going to get the next pick for SerbiaTrucker, going back into the hidden pool for the second time now, which I think is pretty advisable against NINERIK. Generally not as much of a hidden player. Obviously plays a lot of hidden double time, hidden nightcore, but not as much of a hidden only player as Hard Rock or Nomad or DT. So generally pretty advisable. In this case, this is the most accessible of the hidden picks, and it is the most mechanics-focused hidden pick. So it's a little bit less hidden player favored and reading player favored in this instance, and a lot more favored toward whoever can deal with the 8-star aim and the 222 BPM space streams in this tech mechanics hybrid pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. We do see an early drop from what appeared to be an overtap from SerbiaTrucker on a stack. But this map, you know, I'm kind of having like flashbacks to what it was like quarterfinals or semifinals where we had extra mode hidden one. And like I do remember like watching NINERIK not having the greatest time on that map. We'll have to see. So far, he's still holding on to the FC just barely ahead of SerbiaTrucker right now as we get into this first kick slider section.
I think that would have been semifinals. Or no, it would have been quarterfinals because semifinals was last round. That would have been the 8-star pool. So, yeah, no, it would have been quarterfinals for extra mode hidden one. And there actually goes NINERIK. Does find a couple of breaks there on the jumps right after that last space stream. And SerbiaTrucker is holding pretty good combo right here. Just the very early miss. Makes it through the 1/3 stream there. Still holding on 800 combo right now, but does find the slider break during this jump section. And now it's slight combo lead back to NINERIK. Given away instantly, though, with a miss on that stream. And as both players hold combo and break back and forth on pretty similar accuracy, the score lead just barely in SerbiaTrucker's favor, mostly because of that high combo after NINERIK got his early lead.
Long slider here, but there's still some brutal streams to go on that are coming that, you know, you can easily chain miss and just tank all of your score. And then there's the giant expanding circle stream as well. Both players getting through that 1/3 section just fine. And NINERIK drops accuracy and does actually find a miss on a slider jump shortly after, though. So combo lead back in favor for SerbiaTrucker, now also has the accuracy advantage. Some more kick sliders before we get to the funny circle stream.
And here we go, almost at that big circle stream in the middle of the map. It's a slider break for SerbiaTrucker right before the circle stream. Can NINERIK hit it? He does, actually. And SerbiaTrucker not able to keep combo during that big circle stream. So this is now actually looking, not any good for NINERIK anymore. Was holding that combo advantage for a little bit there, but not quite able to hold on to it. And SerbiaTrucker, he needs those kinds of breaks from NINERIK. Just has to hold on a little bit longer here. It's only a 7,000 score lead right now. Combo lead, act lead for NINERIK. Can SerbiaTrucker find a combo advantage in the last quarter of the map here? Because that's what it's going to take to keep this map on his side and to not give over yet another break point. It's another break for SerbiaTrucker. It is matched by the slider break from NINERIK. How long can he hold on to this slight combo advantage? Not long at all. Finds the slider break pretty much instantly. Finds the break on the 1/3 into the triple as well. And NINERIK able to hold on, hold the accuracy, more importantly, up to 98. He does find the break, but the AC advantage is 1.5%, and that now is going to pose a secondary obstacle for SerbiaTrucker trying to get any sort of a score advantage here at the end of the map. It's increased now, the score lead, up to 19k, 20k. Another slider break to come through for SerbiaTrucker, and this map looks all but finished. NINERIK, the accuracy advantage at the end here, playing such a big role and helping bring him over the finish line for a second break point in this match.
That was actually just unfortunate. I think SerbiaTrucker just, after like that circle stream, just kind of just lost control, it felt like. It's just slider breaks after hundreds all over, and man, got nervous at the end. It's actually just unfortunate because You know, this is one of those maps where you really can't say it's over until it's over. I'm calling back from, you know, the previous stream where I almost ate my words on this exact same map. But NINERIK holds on, keeps the accuracy up. I think it ended up above that 98%, and SERBIATRUCKER just, you know, just nerves getting to them at the end, dropping down, and secures, or NINERIK secures yet another breakpoint, and goes straight into the Hard Rock 2 pick.
Yep, Rampage Rag by Camellia, the second precision pick in the pool. Well, technically there's 3. There is also the Nomad 3 after all. That is CS 6.6. This one, CS 6.5 after Hard Rock, of course, mapped by PC. This is 334 BPM, which feels like 167 BPM alt patterning when you are playing it. Mostly flow alt, but there is quite a lot of aim control. There's also a ton of finger control in this map. Lots of 1/3, lots of 1/6, and a lot of 1/8 triple patterns in this map, as well as some really tough slider follow difficulty in this pick. Lots of slider ticks on some pretty fast and wonky shaped sliders that do a pretty good job of matching the somewhat goofy but uncomfortable feeling of the song. And early on here, we already see a pretty huge advantage for NINERIK, who is on 97 accuracy. Held combo lead there for a little bit, but it's more so the AC advantage that's giving him a big score lead right now, up 45k, 97 to 91 in the accuracy department. And there's the first of those really wonky sliders that we have in this map.
Yeah, NINERIK actually hit the cut triple section. I don't remember. There was another map we had earlier on in the tournament that had basically like the exact like same patterning like that. I'm blanking on what it was, but NINERIK, he's just gaming on these patterns right now. And yeah, you know, sometimes when you get to the skill cap a portion of the tournament and you're facing off against, you know, one of the best, you know, players in the world, you kind of just unfortunately just get you get taught some what's the word here? He's putting up a clinic. There we go.
Yeah, it's a showcase of skill cap, right? At this level, on an 8.75 star pool, that is the target star rating for this pool. There are maps that are higher, there are maps that are lower, but on a pool this hard, skill cap is the most important possible factor. Because even if you're not playing maps that are your specialty, as long as your skill cap is significantly higher than your opponent's, you are still going to win. And that is looking like the case right now for NINERIK. 270,000 score advantage this time around for NINERIK on this. 436k on this map is absolutely obscene. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to do against that. That's just an absolutely ridiculous score for NINERIK there, and we're gonna see an instant Nomad 1 pick for SERBIATRUCKER, which honestly I like it. He's picked the hidden one, the Hard Rock one, and now the Nomad one as well. Just going for the aim picks, as it seems like the alt picks are NINERIK favored. The hidden reading was almost a win for NINERIK. That's the only place SERBIATRUCKER was able to take a point so far, and even then, the low AR Nomad went to NINERIK based off the precision factor on that map, it seemed like. So the alt aim control stuff, as we've seen on the Hard Rock 2, NINERIK favored. You're not picking DT into NINERIK. The DT1 and the DT3 are pretty much off limits in this matchup for SERBIATRUCKER. And I think NINERIK knows that, and he's just saving them for later, right? No need to pick them right now when you're already ahead a couple of breakpoints. So this is... What options do you have as SERBIATRUCKER here? Well, you can try and pick Flow Aim. You can try and pick some of the other alt maps, but a lot of those are tech-focused now. And I'm not too certain exactly how good he is at tech, but you would need to be pretty comfortable on it. So if you're not, picking something like this Nomad 1 may be one of your best remaining options in the pool.
Yeah. And I mean, to give SERBIATRUCKER some credit, like, he's actually, you know, been able to contest NINERIK decently well on aim. Now, granted, when you're playing, you know, basically 278 BPM, you know, 9-star aim maps into NINERIK, who although he might be more known, more specialized as, you know, a speed flow-aim player, like, he's no slouch on this either. But that being said, okay, SerbiaTrucker was cooking there, does find a break, and probably map over, but you know what? Credit where credit is due. This is still a pretty solid score from SerbiaTrucker.
Yeah, it is. It is a good score for SerbiaTrucker. Unfortunately, NINERIK scores way better. I think I've counted 3 misses, maybe 2 for NINERIK at this point in the map. There's another 2, so 4 or 5 misses so far for NINERIK. It's not going to be quite the same as the miscount we saw from a secret box at 12 UTC. He's got a 5 miss on this map, which is absolutely obscene. There's either a 5th or 6th for NINERIK, and now a 7th or 8th. But it's still a ridiculous score for NINERIK regardless. He's currently still at single-digit miscount range, but that might be double digits there, and any other misses, yeah, we'll put him into the double-digit range. Not like that's a bad thing on this map. That's expected and normal on a map like this. As you can see by the ending there, it is just absolutely ridiculous. And SerbiaTrucker, 195k, honestly, not bad. That's a good score. Unfortunately, you're up against rank 5 in the world, who, even if you are a speed-focused player at rank 5 in the world, the speed maps you play are 9 and 10 stars, so you have to have the aim to back that up. And that is the skill cap difference that we're talking about here for these players on this kind of pool, is just how ridiculous the maps get at the very top level. You kind of need to have a lot of really well-developed skill sets to be able to play them at all, and that is also the case for NINERIK, despite being known as a speed specialist. And here we go into one of those specialist picks for him. Talked about saving those speed maps for last, DT1 and DT3, sure. How about the Hard Rock 3? 230 BPM Hard Rock death streams with flow aim spacing. That's 8.14 stars before Hard Rock. This is about 8.98 or something like that stars after Hard Rock. So basically a 9-star, 230 BPM stream map.
Man, this damn shame Welter banned this versus box for good reason, to be fair. But we do finally get to see it here, and we'll see what kind of score NINERIK's able to put up on something like this, because he's no slouch on this. You know, I think you were talking in Showcase how like box would literally eat this map up. NINERIK would also, you know, eat this map up.
Oh, absolutely, and that's why it's one of the picks they saved for last, right? Does miss aim on that stream to start things off, though. So combo advantage over to SerbiaTrucker, who did not find that same miss aim, but is not quite on the FC. Did find one a little earlier on in the map. Accuracy relatively similar for both of these players as well. And another slider break comes through for NINERIK now. So combo leads squarely with SerbiaTrucker at the moment. See how long he's able to hold on to that. And this might end up being a mispick for NINERIK. It's not fully a speed map. It's more of a flow aim pick, despite the stamina, right? If you have enough stamina to play 230 BPM streams, you know, none of these are really death streams. A lot of them are just really high spacing short streams in this map. Yeah, they're over and over again, so there is a stamina element. But if you can play 230 BPM streams for, you know, 20 notes or so, there's nothing really longer than that in this map. But unfortunately for SerbiaTrucker, not able to hold on long enough, as NINERIK has found his footing and is putting up a pretty good recovery combo alongside almost 99 act. Does finally find the drop there, and there go both players.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, this is actually a little bit closer than I anticipated. SerbiaTrucker actually having some good moments in there. The first break after, you know, getting that, 600 combo he had was a little bit of an over-aim, finding a slider break on a slider head. Now has a combo advantage again after NINERIK's found, you know, a few more misses in that section. The accuracy, okay, well, now pretty heavily in favor of NINERIK, I'd say. It was getting closer, which is why, you know, that score lead was still relatively close. But those chain misses from SerbiaTrucker there just means NINERIK has more accuracy to work with, more combo to work with, and no more.
No more of that for NINERIK here, but SerbiaTrucker also finding the drop right afterwards. And it's still a 30,000 score lead halfway through. It's not a huge lead, though. Definitely still winnable for SerbiaTrucker, but those 1/3 really hurt the score overall. The accuracy dropping down a little bit further, and the combo lead going a little bit further in favor of NINERIK there. That is a massive chain miss for Eric, though. and does drop the accuracy on that huge space stream there. SERBIATRUCKER follows it right up with another chain miss of his own, though, and in this section, you can't blame either of them for finding those chain misses. It is just so difficult to be really, truly consistent on those kinds of patterns in tournament. In solo, it's one thing, right? Playing 9 stars and getting an FC in solo is something that a surprising amount of people can do nowadays. But in tournament, it's an entirely different beast. You get one try, and you just have to be consistent enough to do it and be better than your opponent. And that is really the difficulty in tournament for picks like this is even if on paper you might be really solid at it, executing on that in one try can be extremely challenging. And it's honestly ridiculous that we actually see NINERIK comboing through that section. He does find the time to slide a break, but these space streams are just nuts, man. They're so ridiculously hard.
Yeah, you can see like you know how impressive plays like this truly are, because like you think of like some of those like really crazy flowing plays, and like yeah, you have plenty of times to retry like in solo, but like being able to do stuff like this on command is I can't even fathom, man.
It's something that basically no one in the world is able to do. That's the difficulty jump there. Where there's a surprising amount of people who can do it in solo, there's almost no one who can do it in tournament. And even then, the people who can do it don't do it every time either. So it is a huge jump in difficulty. And that's kind of been the name of the game in this tournament as well. Every map pool has seen a huge jump in difficulty from group stages starting at 6.0 stars all the way down at something that's accessible for 5 digits, now to an 8.75 star pool in finals, where NINERIK has scaled to the point where both of his matches were quick and easy. A 7-1 victory here as well against SERBIATRUCKER, who had some good scores of his own, had very good scores in this match. Just ended up being outmatched by the number 5 global player, NINERIK, who advances on into the top 3 to face a secret box in the Losers Grand Finals next weekend for the chance at facing Welter in the Grand Finals, waiting for the winner of that Losers Bracket Finals match. So thank you very much to SERBIATRUCKER for playing. Congrats on a top 4 finish. And of course, congratulations to NINERIK on winning this match and advancing into the Losers Grand Finals.